Okay, welcome in. I'm very behind on the baseball, so I do apologize, but we'll be looking at Friday's action from the Major League Baseball season. The Pittsburgh Pirates were taking on the Philadelphia Phillies in a battle of Pennsylvania. 5-2 would be the final score. The Pirates have now improved to 10-4. The Phillies have dropped to 7-7. Bailey Falters 1-0 on the season. Christopher Sanchez is 0-2, and David Bednar picked up his second save for the Pirates. The Twins went into Detroit to take on the Tigers. The Tigers would triple up on the Twins. 8-2 would be the final score. They have now improved to 8-4, while the Twins have dropped to 4-7. Tariq Skubal, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, is now 2-0 on the season after the victory, and Pablo Lopez is 1-2. The San Francisco Giants went into Tampa Bay to take on the Rays. A very low-scoring affair, to say the least. 2-1 would be the final score. Tampa Bay is now sitting at 8-6, while the Giants have now dropped to 5-9. Garrett Clevenger is 2-0 on the season. Keaton Wynn is still winless. He's 0-3, and Pete Fairbanks had his third save for the Rays. The Milwaukee Brewers went into Baltimore and they absolutely destroyed the Orioles. 11-1 would be the final score. Milwaukee is now improved to 9-3. Despite the loss, the Orioles are still 3 games above 500. They're 8-5. Freddie Peralta is 2-0 as a starter, while Tyler Wells is 0-2 after the loss. Colorado Rockies went into Toronto to take on the Blue Jays, and they routed the Blue Jays, to say the least. 12-4 would be the final score, picking up their fourth win. They're now 4-10, and the Jays have now dropped to 6-8. Ryan Feltner is 1-1 as a starter, and Kevin Gausman is struggling out of the gate. He's now 0-2. The Kansas City Royals went into New York to take on the Mets. The Mets would win this one 6-1. They're now sitting at 6-7. After the loss, the Royals are still 4 games above 500. They're sitting at 9-5. Luis Severa picked up his first win. He's 1-1, while Michael Wacha suffered his first loss of the season. He's now 1-1. The Atlanta Braves went into Miami to take on the Marlins. Atlanta would win this contest 8-1, improving their record to 8-4, while the Marlins have now dropped to 2-12. Max Fried is 1-0 as a starter, while Trevor Rogers is 0-2. The Los Angeles Angels went into Boston to take on the Red Sox. They would actually shut them out 7-0. They are now sitting at 7-6, while the Red Sox are 7-7. There's a lot of sevens just in that one contest. Reed Detmers is now 3-0 as a starter. Tanner Hook is 2-1 as a starter. The Cincinnati Reds went into Chicago to take on the White Sox. They would absolutely obliterate the White Sox in this matchup. 11-1 would be the final score. They are now sitting at 7-6. The White Sox are now 2-11. Andrew Abbott picked up his first win. He's 1-1, while Chris Flexen is still winless on the season. He's 0-3. The Houston Astros were playing host to the Texas Rangers. The Rangers would win this very high-scoring affair, 12-8. They have now improved to 8-6, while the Houston Astros have dropped to 4-11. Dane Dunning is 2-1 as a starter. J.P. France is 0-2. Chicago Cubs went into Seattle to take on the Mariners. The Mariners would double up on the Cubs. 4-2 would be the final score. They are now sitting at 6-8, while the Cubs are 7-6. Bryce Miller is now 2-1 as a starter. Jordan Wicks is still winless on the season. He's 0-2. And Ryan Stanek got his second save of the season. The Washington Nationals went into Oakland to take on the A's. The A's would win a very low-scoring affair. 2-1 would be the final score. Oakland's now sitting at 6-8, while the Washington Nationals are 5-8. Michael Kelly is perfect on the season so far. He's 2-0, while Kyle Finnegan is still winless. He's 0-2. The St. Louis Cardinals went into Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks. The Cardinals would win this one. 9-6 would be the final score. They are now sitting at 500 with a 7-7 record, while the Diamondbacks are now 2 games below 500. They're sitting at 6-8. Giovanni Gallegos is now 2-0 as a starter, while Joe Mantiply is 1-1 after the loss. Ryan Helsley has now picked up his 5th save so far. And the last game from Friday took place in Los Angeles as we had the Dodgers playing host to the Padres. This would be a very close contest. 8-7 would be the final score. With the victory, the Padres are now back to 500. They're at 8-8. Despite the loss, the Dodgers are still 4 games above 500. They have a record of 10-6. Robert Suarez is 1-0 as a starter, while Alex Vicia is still winless on the season. He's 0-2. All right, that takes care of Friday's recap from the Major League Baseball season. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, take care.